Happy Friday, WWE YouTube fans, and boy, do we have a very interesting episode of the Ryan Knight WWE Report tonight on a Friday night, guys. So before we get into it, guys, welcome back to the channel of the Ryan Knight WWE Report right here on YouTube. All right, guys, well, we're going to talk about a little bit of tonight's pre-recorded Friday Night Smackdown, guys. But let's just talk about the one major feud happening on WWE Friday Night Smackdown right now, and that is Drew McIntyre and the undisputed champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Now, this past Monday, SmackDown GM Nick Aldis went to Drew McIntyre's house, made Drew an ultimatum, which Drew McIntyre kind of reverse psychologied on the ultimatum. And Drew McIntyre, all he has to do is publicly apologize on SmackDown, publicly apologize to WWE SmackDown referee Dan England and WWE officials and pay a hefty fine. And if he does all of that, he will get a one-on-one match with the undisputed champion, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, for the WWE Undisputed Championship. And because this is what Drew McIntyre set up, he gets to choose the stipulation for the match that he has with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. And the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes can not lay a single finger on Drew McIntyre. You know, I talked about this past Tuesday on the channel. And I don't know if I ever asked you guys what you thought of it. So I would love to know what you guys thought of it. It kind of is a really crazy ultimatum, you know. I mean, you know, Cody Rhodes can not lay one little finger on Drew McIntyre. But I also did say this past Tuesday, and I remember saying this, you know, where is this match going to take place? And what stipulation is Drew McIntyre going to pick? You know, it's crazy to me, okay? Because Drew McIntyre calls WWE a unsafe working environment. Got to be honest with you, Drew. In a way, you're kind of right. WWE has always been a unsafe worker. I mean, literally, that's why do not try this at home, they say. Come on. Drew McIntyre, at one point, a Royal Rumble winner. You know, a WWE World Champion himself. And literally, he's making all these excuses. But Drew McIntyre will be back on Friday Night SmackDown next week, and I'm kind of looking forward to next week's SmackDown. You know, even though it's the day after Christmas, and it is the final SmackDown of 2025, Drew McIntyre will be back on Friday Night SmackDown next week. And you know what? Again, he has to make a public apology, even to WWE referee Dan Ingram. But what match do you think, what stipulation do you think Drew McIntyre is going to choose? You know, that's really the one main question I have for you guys. What match do you think Drew McIntyre is going to choose? He has all this control, which means if Cody Rhodes defeats Drew McIntyre in this match, whatever type of match it is, for the WWE Undisputed Championship, then there is nada, no reason, literally at all, Drew McIntyre should make an excuse. So really, my two main questions for you guys is, what match do you think Drew McIntyre is going to choose? And where do you think it's going to be? And what date is it going to take place at? So, I mean, really, those are two big questions at the moment that cannot be answered. Okay? But I don't know if you guys watched two nights pre-recorded Smackdown, but we heard from the American Nightmare, the WWE undisputed champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and he told Nick Aldis, Friday Night Smackdown GM Nick Aldis, I work for the WWE Universe. Which is Cody Rhodes right? Does he work for Nick Aldis, or does he work for the WWE Universe? That's a really good question. And, I would love to know what you guys think. I mean, Cody Rhodes calls himself QB1. He is right. He is the reigning, defending king of the ring. That is absolutely correct. He is also a two-time WWE Undisputed Champion and a two-time Royal Rumble winner. But the one thing Cody Rhodes has no control over, literally, is the stipulation that Drew McIntyre will pick if he apologizes to WWE officials and referee Dan Ingram and has to pay this hefty fine. But you know what? I really, guys, I really want to know the one thing. What kind of match do you guys think Drew McIntyre will pick? That's a really bold question, I mean, there's so many matches he could pick, but I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what kind of match he is going to pick. And maybe we will get some insight on that next week on Friday Night Smackdown, which, by the way, next week's Smackdown, again, is a pre-recorded Smackdown. I will do everything in my power to try to watch it, even though it is the day after Christmas. But it's also the final Smackdown of 2025, and it will be the final Smackdown that is a 2-hour Smackdown, because starting January 2nd, the first Smackdown of 2026, Friday Night Smackdown, moves to 3 hours. Yay! But you know what? That is in 2 weeks, a 3-hour Smackdown. We got to focus on the big feud happening on Smackdown right now, and that is Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre. They will meet again one-on-one for the WWE Undisputed Championship, where Drew McIntyre will pick the stipulation, and Cody Rhodes can not lay a single finger on Drew McIntyre, which is a very interesting stipulation. Anywho, guys, I want to know what stipulation you guys think Drew will pick. Maybe we could get a little insight into it next week on Friday Night Smackdown. But literally, guys, come on, let's be real. What stipulation do you think Drew McIntyre will pick or will choose? So many matches, but I really don't know. That's why I want to ask you guys that. What stipulation will Drew McIntyre pick for his WWE Championship match against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes? And you know what? We will possibly find out next week. Drew McIntyre returns to not just WWE, but Friday Night Smackdown next week. The final Smackdown of 2025. The final 2-hour Smackdown. Drew McIntyre is back Will we find out what stipulation he chooses with Cody Rhodes? Possibly, I don't know. But, man, one of the biggest, I don't know, guys. I mean, you know what? Think about it. The two likely events we could see Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre is A, Saturday night's main event, B, possibly the road to WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble. I don't know, guys, but we possibly could see it before then. And that's, that's literally, I just want to know what kind of stipulation, what kind of match do you guys think Drew McIntyre will pick? That's really what I want to know from you guys. So let me know, guys. But I kind of liked that promo that Cody Rhodes did on Nick Aldis tonight on pre-recorded SmackDown. He told Friday Night SmackDown GM Nick Aldis, "Hey Nick, I don't work for you. I work for the WWE Universe." He laid out that he beat the greatest of all time, John Cena, back at SummerSlam to win back the WWE Undisputed Championship, guys. I mean, literally, you know what? On Monday Night Raw, we have CM Punk as the World Heavyweight Champion, but on Friday Night SmackDown, we got the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And I'm going to be honest with you, Cody Rhodes may be QB1. But, you know what? I think Cody Rhodes is right. In a way, he works for the WWE Universe. But he also works for WWE. And you know what? If he lays one finger on Drew McIntyre, he will be stripped of the WWE Undisputed Championship. Which, by the way, last Monday when he went to Drew McIntyre's house, he laid his fan. You know what? He laid his hands on Drew McIntyre. So technically, I've already said it. Cody Rhodes has violated it. He's lucky that he is not getting stripped of the WWE Undisputed Championship. But you know what? I am really looking forward to seeing this match. Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship. But what kind of stipulation will Drew McIntyre pick? That is the one main question we all want to know. So, I'm going to ask you guys, it's a really big question. I get it. But I got to know, guys. I got to know, what match do you want to see between these two for the WWE Undisputed Championship? You guys have got to let me know what kind of match you guys want to see. And there's so many great, there's really so many matches these two men can have. And I don't know, but I really hope Drew McIntyre knows what he's doing, because if he loses this match, he goes to the back of the line, no doubt about it. This is, with Drew McIntyre having literally all the power, he better know what he's doing. He better know, that's all I'm going to say. He better know what he is doing and what he is getting into with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Because this past Monday, they brawled at Drew McIntyre's home. And you know what, guys? Hey, you know what? Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, he knocked one of those toy pretend actor cops in the water. And it's crazy, guys. But you literally, guys, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, one of the biggest feuds happening right now in all of wrestling, yet alone the WWE, guys. You know what? When you show up for SmackDown, that's literally like one of the feuds you're going to hear, you're going to talk about, and it's crazy, but hey, you know what? Okay. And so, I know I'm saying, like, what kind of match do you guys want to see? But when do you think this match is going to happen? We're all going to find out at some point. I do know that, guys, but boy, man, it's crazy, it's crazy. Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes are going to have another match for the WWE Undisputed Championship. All right, WWE YouTube fans and nation, I now have breaking news from Drew McIntyre. Literally, WWE just showed an exclusive thing that Drew McIntyre did for Cody Rhodes. Next week, final Smackdown of 2025, Drew McIntyre will be live in that ring on Friday Night Smackdown. But here's the caveat. You see, the caveat is one thing. Drew McIntyre has made a warning to Cody Rhodes. He has informed, now literally this just dropped on WWE social media literally 1 hour ago. He told Cody Rhodes, you're spiraling out of control. That title will not be with you much longer because it'll be mine, right? That's, but you know what? He's talking about the screwed official. We all know Dan Engel is what he's talking about, or who he's talking about. And really what he's saying, guys, is it's over. He says, regardless, whether you lay a finger on me or nada, the title is mine at the end of the day. Well, guys, you need to watch that exclusive. It is on WWE social right now, just got uploaded. It was Drew McIntyre's direct warning to the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. So go check that out, guys. But let's get into possibly maybe one of the biggest tag team rivalries in the WWE right now and today. The MFTs and the Wyatt Six. All right, guys, so the main event of two nights, Friday Night Smackdown, was for the WWE Tag Team Championships between the challengers, the Solo Sikoas, MFTs, and the Wyatt Six, led by Uncle Howdy. You know what, guys? Number one, can I ask you guys this? What do you guys think of that tag team rivalry division between the MFTs and the Wyatt Sixes? Hey, they're having a really good tag team rivalry, but literally, this is kind of weird, I think, the MFTs or the Wyatt Sixes, one of those two teams, well, they kind of both deserve to be the WWE Tag Team Champions. They do, don't get me wrong. But what if, literally, guys, what did you guys think of two nights pre-recorded SmackDown's main event for the tag team titles? Really, the two top teams on Friday Night SmackDown, they battled it out. They did for the WWE Tag Team Championships. What did you think? You know what I thought? That this is literally how cold, Solo Sikoa could get. He said the one thing that the late, great Bray Wyatt was famous for. The whole world is in my hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. I really gotta ask you guys that. If you want to get under the skin of Uncle Howdy, I guess that's one way to do it, without a doubt. But you know what, guys? I want to know what you guys thought of the main event. If there's really one match we could talk about 2 nights pre-recorded SmackDown, it has to be the championship match. And that was MFT's Wyatt Six's WWE Tag Team Championships. What did you guys think? Well, I want to know. But I really do want to know. You know, are you on Team MFT or Team Wyatt Sixes? Or really, who should be the WWE Tag Team Champions on Friday Night SmackDown? If you guys could decide, should it be the MFTs or the Wyatt Sixes or somebody else? I would love to know, guys, so you better let me know. But MFT's Wyatt Sixes, you know what? They really stole the show in the main event. One of the best matches of the night, by far. But tell me, who do you think had, or who do you think should be the tag team champions? Again, you got the MFTs or you got the Wyatt Sixes. Who should be the WWE Tag Team Champions? And you guys get to decide down below in the comment section.